Hey, 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 Facebook, how are you? Oh my goodness. I'm so unprepared today. Oh, goodness me. The challenges of being live. How are you all? It is Monday morning here in Australia. So good morning if you're here in Australia. Good evening if you're on the other side of the world. I hope you've had an amazing weekend. We certainly have had an interesting weekend here in the Morgan household. We've got a bit of man flu going on. So I'm being a nurse slash a mum slash a home business owner slash a mentor. So I've got a sick patient in the room next door. But it's all fun and games. You know, he's looked after me too. So for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Elsa Morgan. Hey Heidi, how you going? I am a mum, a wife, a nurse, a home-based business owner, and also a mentor. And I like giving value back to the profession that I absolutely love, network marketing, because, I'm on this amazing journey of growth and, building a business at the moment. Hi, Harmony. And so basically, as I go along and learn new things, I like sharing my journey with people in the hope that it inspires people to take some action. So, hey, drop me a 1 if you're coming in live and where you're coming in from, and drop me a 2 if you're a replay viewer. Thank you very much for joining. I hope everyone is gunning for a strong finish to September. So I just wanted to have a chat with all those peeps who are feeling stuck at the moment, because I've been there. And I just want to talk to you about what I've done to actually get myself unstuck, because it is a bit of a situation where a lot of people don't know where to go to. And really it requires a lot of strength and inner reflection to get out of it. So I just want to share with you some things that maybe might be going on and some things that you could be doing to get yourself unstuck, because it's actually quite normal to feeling like you're getting stuck. And this is, I see it as a great opportunity for you to step into growth. So the first thing that I want to say to you, because, when you're feeling stuck, you kind of feel like, oh, I don't know whether I can do this. I don't know whether this is for me. Maybe I should just go back to whatever I was doing. Hit me a 2 if you felt this way. Am I up to 2 or am I 3? Sorry, 3. 3. Hit me a 3 or any kind of emoji for that matter. If you've ever felt that way, where you're feeling stuck and you're just questioning your journey and you're going, you know what? Maybe I'm just not good enough. Maybe this is just not for me. And like I said, it is really, really normal to feel this way, right? And I have to tell you, there is a reason why you're going through this, right? And it's a great reason. It's an amazing reason. And I'm here to empower you with a message to tell you that you are good enough. You are good enough. There is greatness in all of you to achieve what you want to achieve. When you're feeling that way, where you feel like you're stuck and you don't know how to move forward, right? This is an opportunity for growth. This is where you're at a point where you've peaked and you now need to step up into growth. And this is where a lot of people don't understand that where you're at a point where you don't know how to move forward, it's because you need to step into growth. And sometimes that requires some inner reflection about the things that you're not doing, right, to step into growth. It really is. I promise you, hand on heart. I'm going to talk you through this and you'll understand where I'm coming from, right? So first things first, before you actually start doing things to actually, step into growth and move forward, the one thing that I need you all to understand is you have to stay in your lane, because quite often when you're in this mindset and you're feeling stuck, what we tend to do is look sideways and see what so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so is doing. Am I right? Am I right? Where, you're looking at, oh, how come she's doing so well? Like, what am I not doing? Or why are they doing? Oh, that's because they got a bit of a leg up. Oh, look at her, she's so pretty. And that's the reason why, she's doing so well. I know it, right? It's, you fall into this comparison mode because you're not where you want to be, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to stop and you need to really just focus on your game. Stay in your lane. Follow on, stay on course in your journey, right? Because guys, you're here for a reason, right? If you're building a home business, that's happened and presented to you for a reason. And it could be, because you're here to impact the world. You're here to create, change the financial blueprint of your family. It could be because, you're sick and tired of doing what you're doing, working long hours and barely spending any time with your family, right? You're sick and tired of not being able to save money to take trips. You're sick and tired of not being paid your worth, right? You're sick and tired of, not getting the promotion that you deserve, right? Or, your company changing the goalposts. Now, I'm not saying that all companies are like that, and I'm not saying that everyone hates their job, right? I'm not saying that at all. In fact, many of my friends love what they do, and I absolutely champion them and support them. And I'm grateful that they do, because, that's just an example of people following what they want to do, right? It wasn't for me. However, in saying that, when you're feeling stuck, it is really, really easy to look sideways. So guys, I just need you to appreciate that when you're in this moment, don't go into the comparison mode, because that's really going to just take your focus from seeing people who are ready, right? I say this to my team. Don't go looking sideways and looking what people are doing, because the minute that you take your focus on your journey, you're missing those people that are putting their hand up and saying, hey, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm ready to join your journey, right? So staying focused and in your lane is so important at all times. I'm not saying it's easy, but you really, really, in this game, of building a home business and network marketing, it is so important to be laser focused, and you need to develop that mindset and build that mind muscle to try and stay as focused as possible at all times, right? So the one thing that you need to do to get yourself out of being stuck is firstly get into action. Now, a lot of people say, yeah, but I'm already doing that. I'm already prospecting every day, and I'm already doing all the things that I need to do. I need you to do a self-assessment on that, because quite often people that just are doing it just for the sake of doing it without any energy or intention attached to it are not going to shift their business, right? You need to be passionate and with energy when you're reaching out to people. People need to see your enthusiasm and why you're so excited about building this opportunity, right? You can't just do just because, right? So that's one thing that I really want you to reflect on is, if you're feeling stuck, are you just doing the work just because? Because that's exactly where you're going to stay. But if you really invigorate yourself and get yourself into a state where you're in a peak state, that's when you need to be reaching out to people. People need to feel your energy, right? They're not going to join someone that's like, oh, please join me, or, oh yeah, whatever. You need to be energized, energetic, and that's really, really going to get you into action. And quite often I find when I'm hyper, like I am today, I'm so excited, right? I do more than what is required. I just do that little bit extra. And there's always a payoff to that. There's always something that presents as a result of me stepping out into my growth. And it's really, really important that you do that, is do, right, with intention, with energy, right? I need you to accept that it's okay to be yourself, right? And often I find that when I'm coaching my team or people that are even outside of my company that reach out to me and ask me for advice, one of the common themes that I find is they haven't quite accepted that it's okay to be themselves. And it's a really powerful thing to accept, right? But it is okay to be yourself. You've got great gifts, an amazing opportunity to impact people. All of you do, right? And the minute that you accept yourself, you truly accept yourself and who you are and why you're here and why you're on this journey, you will be unstoppable, right? But until you get to that moment where you truly accept yourself, then you're going to be stuck, because you're always going to be feeling that you're never good enough to move forward. And it is a mind thing. And that's why, personal development is so important, to be able to train your brain to know that you're good enough. And if you're feeling this way where you're not good enough, you need to check where your limiting beliefs are. Like, is it self-worth? Or, because I've had that before. And you really need to understand that, there are people that are waiting for me to step into further growth so I can reach them. There are people that are looking at me now. I get inboxed almost daily. People, inboxing me saying how inspiring they are by the fact that I'm so authentic on social media and that I share my journey. But you know what? I wasn't always that way. I mean, if you were to look at my social media 12 months ago, it was completely different. I've totally reinvigorated myself through really investing in myself through personal development and deciding to just share myself and accept that I am good enough, that I can do this. And so the minute that you go, you know what, I really, really can, and truly believe it in your belly, trust me, you will be powerful. And in doing that, you're going to feel less scared to share your journey. And I find that, people that are stuck don't share their journey. They're too afraid to be vulnerable on social media, and I'm giving you a bit of a truth bomb here, guys, and I know that this might be a little bit hard for some people to take, but you go look at all the top earners in this business and the top leaders in this profession, and they regularly share their stories, their good days, their bad days, where they've come from, where their learning's been, what they've picked up as they're, picking themselves up, what's the learning there. That's really, really key, because you know what? All of us are human beings and all of us go through challenges in life. But there's only a small percentage of us that actually decide that we're not going to stay where we are. And when we decide that we're not going to stay where we are, guess what? That's when real change happens. But not everyone does that, right? So the minute that you start sharing your journey about where you've come from, how you've evolved into the person that you are today, what it's taken for you to get there, like, what challenges did you overcome? Like, I've been bankrupt and, I've come from, a working environment where, the goalposts constantly kept changing, where I was working long hours. I mean, in my last corporate job, I had my manager, who was the CEO of the company, ringing me at 8, 9 o'clock at night and expecting me to pick up, right? And I decided that was not me. That was not my life anymore. But this profession allows me to dictate balance in my life. And if you guys want that true time and financial freedom, you need to get uncomfortable. And that means starting to share your story. And the minute that you start sharing your story, it's like powerful, because people need that inspiration. But you will only get there the minute that you start accepting that you are good enough. That, it's okay for me to be me with flaws and all. I'm perfectly imperfect to be able to share my story with people. So, that's going to take a bit of inner reflection for you to get unstuck and to move into that space. But you'll only get there by actually doing some personal development and realizing, hey, I need to work in these areas. And the minute that you start doing that, boom, I promise you, you'll step into growth, you'll level up, and you start attracting, waves of people that will just present and opportunities that will present for you to be able to reach more people. And it does happen. It doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen. I promise you, right? Now, this is really, really powerful, this next thing that I want to, and it's the last tip that I want to give you guys, because I think there's this misconception in our profession that you need a massive 7-8 digit commission check to impact people, and that's simply not true, right? You don't need to be a 7 or 8 figure earner in this profession to impact people. You just don't. You just need to be human and authentic and relatable and be prepared to help people. And the minute that you start understanding that and appreciating that, you will start seeing a shift in your business. I promise you, right? Don't feel like you have to be this top earner to be able to help someone. You don't need 7 figures behind you to feel like you can impact someone's life, right? You can simply change someone's life by paying for someone's coffee and changing their day, right? You can change someone's life by, helping someone with no expectation, right? You can change someone's life by donating money to a good cause, right? Goodness me, my battery's been chewed up by this live. I've been talking forever. So I just want you to understand that you do not need to have this massive commission check to make an impact. It's simply not necessary for you to have wads of money for them to go, hey, now I can change lives. No, change lives first and the money will come. I promise you. I know it's when you accept all of these things, it is really just a weight off your shoulder, because up until that time, it's like a mind game. And you're constantly stuck in your mind, and so you're stuck in your business. And once you start accepting and releasing these limitations in your life, you could just move so quickly forward. It's not funny. The one thing that I do want to say to you is that, even though you might be stuck at this point in time, or feeling stuck in your business, like you're not moving as quickly as you want to, or you're not attracting the people that you want to, it all starts and ends with you. You make the change in you, and you will see the change, right? If you're not attracting the people that you want to attract into your business, have a self-reflection and see what energy are you putting out? What messages are you putting out on social media? Because you attract who you are, right? And that's really, really important for you to understand that, right? If you're not consistently building your business or consistently achieving results, then you need to look at what sort of disciplines are you applying on a daily basis. Are you being consistent every single day, and are you doing it with intention and with energy? Because if you're not, then that will directly reflect your results, right? The minute that you start treating it like a business, it will pay you like a business, and not before then. No top earner in this profession got there purely by just winging it. That just doesn't happen. This is a profession, guys, and you need to appreciate that. And I think some people need to change their mindset around that, and I'm certainly here to uplift the profession and say it the way that it is, because that way, only then, when we start talking real about what it really takes to earn, multiple 6 and 7 figures and even 8 figures, to get there requires a lot of work. And only when we start talking real like that will we start really attracting people and getting people to look at our profession seriously. So guys, I hope this has provided value to you. Drop me some fire emojis if you found value, and if you want to share it, please do. Please drop me some comments to tell me what your thoughts are on that, and I look forward to catching up with you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye.